Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sports Tank. Me, Brandon Beasley, and said on either the last pod or the one before that we were gonna get some basketball talk. Well, this is that pod. This is strictly basketball. We're gonna talk all things trade deadline, how the new teams look, what we project the teams to do in the second half of the season, all things like that. And then at the end, we're going to talk about the most important thing. If you don't know, you will. First, I want to say shout out to Off the Ball Network. Shout out to all of our sponsors, including our new sponsor, W Energy. You go to w.gg, whatever purchase you make, use the code capital O, capital T, capital B, capital N 10. That's OTBN 10 at, at checkout. We'll get some discount. Shout out to all of our other sponsors like SeatGeek, FanDuel, all that good stuff. Yeah, so I want to dive right in here. So the NBA has in recent years one of the big days is trade deadline day. It used to be people stayed with their teams forever, blah blah blah. We have 5 guys on the same team for 15 years. Nothing really happened in terms of trades, yada yada yada. All that is out the door. It seems like every year now, the NBA trade deadline. I cannot say that. The NBA it seems like for years that the NBA trade deadline sparks a lot of conversations. A lot of times it changes the whole dynamic of the um what do I want to start with? This one is a very selfish trade in terms of who it is because for the Lakers obviously, but first move that I really liked was the Lakers getting Rui. I'm going to butcher this name. Rui Hachimura. We traded Kendrick Nunn, who never played really for us. Hurt. He was hurt all season last year with like some, I want to say like a bone bruise or something like that. It was some little injury that I don't think he should have sat out the whole year for. But so we got rid of him, brought in Rui Hachimura, who has already been producing for us. He's great defensively, and I just think he's a good fit for us. We're gonna start with the Lakers. If you didn't notice, I'm gonna go through the Laker trades because they made a big one, and then I'll go back and look at all of the other big moves. This move, this move right here is one that I've been preaching that we do. Not necessarily the players that we get in this trade, but the player that we got rid of. I've been preaching for months, for us to get rid of Russell Westbrook. And on February 8th, 2023, we finally fucking did it. We finally did it. 3-team trade here. We sent Russ and a top 4 protected first round pick and Juan Toscano Anderson and Damian Jones to the Jazz. And in return, we got D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. I love those players. D'Angelo Russell, great offensively. Not so much defense, but that's okay. Malik Beasley, he's a good two-way player. He's a streaky scorer, but that's okay because we don't necessarily need big scores on this. He's very good defensively in my opinion. So I like that. And Jared Vanderbilt, if anything, he's a young, fresh body that we can just throw at him for whatever reason. Jazz got Russ, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, top 4 protected first round pick, and the Timberwolves got Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander Walker and 3 second round picks. Now, the Lakers were making some. That may be the best move all year. Honestly, obviously, I don't think it is, but that's whatever. The reason I like this trade is because we knew what the Lakers were with the team that we had. With the team that we had, with Russ doing whatever Russ was doing, and everybody else just kind of having to figure out how to play with and or around Russ. Um, getting rid of him, I think, even if we wouldn't have gotten anything in return and we just cut Russell Westbrook, I think that is addition by subtraction. So everything else is just gravy, baby. But with D'Angelo Russell, I've liked him since he came out of Ohio State. I think he's not. I think at first people expected him to possibly become like a superstar player, which he has not. But he is solid. He is very solid. And I think with LeBron there, LeBron always finds ways to bring the best out of players. So I think at the end of this year into next year, if the Lakers stay together and all that, I think we will see a large. What am I trying to? I believe that D'Angelo Russell will be much better. Honestly, Malik Beasley, like I said, great defense. He's energy. I just love everything about him. And then I don't know much about James Vanderbilt, but whatever. And then I think there was one more for the Lakers that we did. Now, here's one I did not like. We got rid of Thomas Bryant for for some Reed guy and 3 third-round picks. I don't really understand that too much. Thomas Bryant was playing great for us. I don't know what Reed is going to do, and who gives a fuck about second-round picks? I don't. I really don't. In the NBA, second-round picks, to me, don't matter. So that's a little confusing, but I guess we will see what happens with that. And here is the last trade in terms of the Lakers. We traded Pat Beverly and a second-round pick for Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba just got in trouble for fighting. He has not been nearly as good as what I expected him to be in the NBA so far. He may be another player that with LeBron can excel in his role. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to question it because that's what fans do, but we'll see what happens. LeBron can put almost any team together. As long as Russell Westbrook's not on that team, LeBron can make almost anything work. So we shall see. I don't think that was any other Laker trades. Okay, so in terms of the Lakers overall, I think we became a much better team. We got depth and we got more offense and more defense. I think that's an overall win for the Lakers. I think that puts us almost at a basically fighting for a playing game. I think that possibly puts us at 5, 6, maybe even 4. Bold statement, put it on record though. I think we will make something above the play-in. 6, 5, or 4. I'm not entirely sure where that we will be there. Just depends on how long it takes this team to start meshing. It'll be very interesting to watch, though. Very, very, very interesting. All right, so that's for the Lakers. I want to touch on this one. The Nets have decided that they are done. They're done with whatever fucking project they had going on. They're done with it. They're over it. Fuck it. Blow it up. That's exactly what they did. Starting with this. The Brooklyn Nets shipped off Kyrie and Markieff Morris for Spencer Dinwiddie again, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first rounder in 2029, and 2 second-round picks. I don't know what that does for the Mavs, honestly. I think this is almost like I honestly don't know. Because in my opinion, what Luka needs is another very good big man. That's what he needs. A big man that... I mean, and they had Jalen Brunson, too. And I think Jalen Brunson was a great sidekick for Luka. I really do. I don't... Hard. it's hard for me to see them unless they're gonna do like this whole dynamic duo thing, which everybody's doing, and Kyrie and Luka are just gonna take turns. But Kyrie's not good at defense. Luka isn't a defensive player by any means, and they traded away. Spencer Dinwiddie was nothing great on defense, but effort. And Dorian Finney-Smith was a at least solid defensive player on a team that already struggled defensively. I think that this may make the Mavericks even worse. Honestly, they're going to give up so much. I hesitate to say so many more points, but they're definitely going to give up more points than they were already. Let's see where they rank. Burn defense. Let's see. Team stats. They're 8th in offensive rebounding. 1. Dorian Finney-Smith was a great rebounder. Gone. They averaged 6.5 steals a game. I bet at least 1.5, 2 of those were from Dorian Finney-Smith. Keep that in mind. 11.9 turnovers a game. I believe that's simply gonna go up simply because Kyrie's gonna have the ball in his hands more. Shooting percentage, blah blah blah. Offensive rating 7th. That may go up. It honestly may go down. I'm not entirely sure. But their defensive, they are ranked 23rd defensively right now. And that's before the Kyrie effect comes in. So I think it's going to be a struggle defensively for them. I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking. Maybe this is like a 1-year thing, cleared up some cap space, and then next year they're going to make a big run in free agency. I'm not entirely sure, but it'll be interesting to see. But the Nets were not done. Now, I don't know if it was as soon as Kyrie got traded, but not long after Kyrie Irving was traded, I saw a report from the Brooklyn Nets saying that they had no plan to trade Kevin Durant at the deadline. So they were just going to say, hey, KD, here's your team. Let's see what you can do with it. And obviously, that was a bullshit lie. They were just straight lying to us because they traded Kyrie on what day? They traded Kyrie Irving on February 5th. And on February 9th, 2023, the Brooklyn Nets traded Kevin Durant, Jay Warren for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, 5 first-round picks. Oh my God. A 2023 first-round pick, a 2025 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, a first-round pick swap in 2028, and a first-round pick in 2029. That's nuts. Now, if I remember correctly, this actually became a 3-team deal, right? I don't know. Whatever. Not the point. No, it's not. That's not what happened. Not 3-team deal. Suns, Nets, Kevin Durant, TJ Warren for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 5 first-round picks. The fact that the Suns did not have to give up DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, or Chris Paul, because if you would have asked me, you would have had to give up. The only way I'm trading Kevin Durant is if I get one of those guys. They didn't have to give up any of them. So that starting lineup is Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Depending on where you want to play KD, he could be at the 3 or the 4. Any fucking person with a beating heart that can run and pass a basketball. And then DeAndre Ayton. They did lose a little bit of depth, but their bench was already pretty deep. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to roll right into the Suns' other trade, which was they traded Dario Saric in a second rounder for Darius Bazley. I'm not sure how much Darius Bazley's going to play, but younger, probably less expensive, and he's still a body. Like, and he's done. Darius Baisley's not a bum by any means. But yeah, the K. Oof, that. As much as I hate to say this, because I want to believe, I truly want to believe that the trades that the Lakers have made are going to put them on a championship path. My only problem, not my only problem, but the major problem now is that the West is absolutely stacked up again. Almost all of the best players are in the West. So the Warriors aren't even a great team right now. Have Steph Curry, one of the best players ever. The Grizzlies are an up and coming team that are great. The Pelicans are an up and coming team that are great. The Suns just made a fantastic move. Like, the Nuggets, that's 5 seeds right there. I just said that the Lakers are going to make the 4 through the 6 seed. It's going to be hard. Now, with this trade for the Phoenix Suns, I believe that this puts them on top of all of those teams. Now, if they would have had to give up Chris Paul, Devin Booker, or DeAndre Ayton, I would not be saying this. I do not think. But they didn't. They have Kevin Durant. They have definitely the best starting lineup in the league. And at this point, even if Chris Paul chokes and gets hurt in the playoffs again, it's not going to matter as much. Yes, they're going to be down a leader. Yes, they're going to be down their first ballot Hall of Fame point guard. Yes, they will take a hit, but they will not take a hit nearly as big, especially in terms of points and production. KD and Devin Booker could literally just take turns, just fucking everyone up, and there would not be a single person who could stop it. Because as soon as you stop one, they give it to the other guy, and then he goes to work. And if it's KD going to work second, you're done. You are done. You just spent a lot of whatever. The whole team has just spent a bunch of energy trying to stop Devin Booker. This is all hypothetical, yada, yada, yada. Devin Booker probably gets a few, about 3, 4, 5 maybe, baskets in a row. And then they're like, all right, we're locking him down, whatever. All right, guess what? You're KD. What are you going to do now? You're gonna put a big guy on him? You're going to put a big guy on Kevin Durant? We've seen how that works out. It doesn't work out. It doesn't. He's going to, it's going to be so fun watching this. That's what I'm trying to get at here. I'm long-windedly telling you that the Phoenix Suns are going to be a great team to watch. All right, what other big trades do I want to get at? Talked about the Lakers. Sorry about the dead air. I hate this one. I did know. This is an interesting one. There's a 4-team deal where James Wiseman's going to the Pistons. Saddiq Bey's going to Atlanta. Gary Payton II is going back to Golden State. And Kevin Knox and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 second-round picks are going to the Trailblazers. I think Detroit got fleeced. I don't think they're. I saw a report that said that they were going to put James Wiseman in the starting lineup. The Golden State Warriors barely wanted to play him. So he's going to go from barely playing to starting. I don't see that going very well. Saddiq Bey is good. I think Atlanta got a nice little treat there. And Gary Payton II, he was already on Golden State. He knows exactly how they play. I think he's going to fit right back in to the exact same role that he was in before he left. And he adds amazing defense. And then Kevin Knox, to me, has been a disappointment. I'm not quite sure if he's going to bring anything positive to the Portland Trailblazers. And then we got a bunch of old guys who got traded as well. Clippers sent Luke Kennard to the Grizzlies. That's a good pickup for them. And then Houston got John Wall and Danny Green. Now, what's crazy is LA just got rid of John Wall. He was supposed to get paid like 40 something million dollars, I do believe, this year. And possibly even 50 mil. Don't quote me on that. I know it's a fuck ton of money. And I've heard rumblings that Utah is going to buy out Russell Westbrook. And if they do that, I have heard that the team with the most interest is going to be the Los Angeles Clippers. If Russell Westbrook goes to the Clippers to try to spite LeBron, I cannot wait until those two teams, because I already hate Kawhi Leonard. I like Paul George, nothing against. He's just gonna be a casualty of war. But it's gonna be Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Kawhi. That's all the hate I need right there. Kawhi and Russ. I can hate on them forever. But that just puts another very good team, possibly, in the Lakers' way. And don't know how I feel about it. Now, adding Russ to their team could be their pitfall. So we'll see if that even happens. But I hope it does. Because if it is their pitfall, I can just sit back and laugh. Tell everybody I told you. And continue to spew my Russell Westbrook hate till he retires and then disappears and we never have to speak of him ever again. This trade, I don't understand. 76ers sent Matisse Thybulle to the Trailblazers. Got back Jalen McDaniels. 2 seconds. I don't know why you'd get rid of Matisse Thybulle. He is probably one of your best on-ball defenders. Whatever. That's why I'm not NBA coach. Any other trades I don't believe. Now, where that leaves, I think with what has happened, I think that the East is now back to a two-team race. I do. I really do. I think it's a two-team race again. It's the Bucks and the Celtics. I think it's those two in their own level, and then everyone else below them. So, watching Eastern Conference basketball probably not going to be too much fun unless the Celtics and the Bucks are playing against each other. Because in a perfect world, they literally just blow everybody else out, meeting the conference side there. Now, that could happen. Undoubted. Oh gosh, I can't speak English today. I don't think that they will literally just beat everybody, but I I I would not be surprised if we see that the Celtics and Bucks in. Now, for the West, let's take a look at the because the rankings now are going to tell a lot for different teams. Because all right, so the one seeds the Nuggets. They didn't make any big trades. They did get rid of Bones Highland, which I don't necessarily love, but whatever. Grizzlies are 4 games back in second. The Kings are the third seed. Wow. I'm surprised. If they're that high, I'm surprised they didn't try to make a splash. That'll be an interesting watch. The Mavericks are the fourth seed. Clippers are the fifth seed. Suns are the sixth seed. Pelicans 7, Timberwolves 8, Warriors 9, Blazers 10, Jazz 11, Thunder 12. The Lakers are 13th in the conference right now. We'll talk about that in a second. Not looking, but we're going to start in terms of. So for the Nuggets, I believe that they will continue trucking along just like they have. I mean, Nikola Jokic is an animal. I love him. I do. I have nothing bad to say about the Grizzlies. I think they'll keep going as well. They didn't really make any. Kings are gonna surprise. The Kings has already surprised me with them being third in the conference. I don't see them getting any better, considering they didn't really add anything positive to their roster. So we'll see if they can keep up the winning. But I would not be surprised if I saw them fall, possibly down into play-in territory. But a little too early to say. The Mavs, I don't know. I don't think getting Kyrie Irving really does a whole lot for them. I don't think it really changes the state of their team too much. So that'll be interesting. The Clippers, I don't think they're done. If anything, I personally think that their trades have maybe even made them. Oh, we'll see. The Suns being in sixth is kind of interesting because they're not in a spot necessarily where they need to win a bunch of games to like even have a chance to see what the team could do in the playoffs. Because right now they're the sixth seed, like I said, and that's right where you're automatically in, no play-in, no nothing. Now, say they go on a losing streak, because the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and the Warriors are all within a game of them in the conference right now. Pelicans are 29 and 27. Suns are 30 and 27. So the Pelicans, if you go by winning even by winning percentage, okay. Anyway, Pelicans are not far off. Timberwolves are 30 and 28, and the Warriors are 28 and 26. So if any of those teams decides that they want to go on a win streak and start winning some games, like I could easily see the Pelicans doing, then the Suns could fall due to the fact that they have to get acclimated with their new superstar fucking teammate. So they're not in a bad spot though, really. Even if they did get into the play-in, I would think that they're gonna be playing a pretty bad team. So I wouldn't expect them to struggle too. And then in terms of the Lakers, so the Lakers are in 13th right now. We are 25 and 31. We are what? Five, four, 5 games, 5 games back of the Suns in sixth, and we are 2.5 games back from the Trailblazers, who are 10th, and that would be playing territory. Now, I'm very biased, obviously, so I'm not. This may not be the most objective thing to say, but I think that with LeBron there, he'll be able to get them, the new players, acclimated to his system and his way of playing fairly quickly. And I could see us going on a run towards the end of the season. Maybe not directly after the All-Star break, but towards the end of the season, I could see us making a run. And I would not be surprised if within the last 2-3 games that we would still be playing for possibly a playoff position. But yeah, and then like I said, in terms of the East, I mean, I think it's a 2-team race. Maybe 3. The 76ers aren't bad. They did just trade away their defense. I'm not sure. So I'll say 3-team race. The Nets, I think they're in 5th right now, which is crazy. 33 and 22. I didn't think that they were that good, but it'll be fun to see what happens with them. I have a feeling that they're gonna drop into play-in territory, possibly even out of that. So we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be Bucks and Celtics. possibly say. And let's see. Any other stuff? Don't. Basically, what I'm saying is it's going to be a great second half of this. Now that we have finished with that, we are now moving to the most important topic of this pod. LeBron James has officially passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time scoring list, which now makes him number one. And in my opinion, if it wasn't already a for sure thing, this definitely makes LeBron James the greatest player of all time. It does. It easily makes him the greatest player of all time. Now, everybody's going to be like, oh, this guy's a fucking dick sucker. No. Look at the stats. The only thing that you guys could possibly say is rings. And if we're going to, every time someone brings up rings, if we want to say that rings determines greatness, then Bill Russell. Bill Russell won first off, he won 11 rings. But he won 6, 7 in a row, I'm pretty sure. So, that's my rebuttal to the ring statement. But when Michael Jordan was 38, he was on the Wizards. He was still playing great. Yeah, not LeBron great. LeBron James is the Tom Brady of the NBA right now. Now, obviously he's not as old, whatever. He's 38. Tom Brady is 45, whatever. But LeBron has continually gotten better. And he's been the fastest player to score. So I think it's he's the fastest to score 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, and 30,000 points. Don't quote me on that all the way, but I don't see where any other argument come anymore. I don't want to talk about. That's all I have to say about him being the greatest of all time. Okay. I remember when LeBron James was on the Cleveland Cavaliers the first time. This has nothing to do with scoring and titleness. This is talking about his greatness. But I remember when he was on Cavs for the first time. His team was something along the lines of Daniel Gibson, Larry Hughes, Drew Gooden, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and then a bunch of randos. He was carrying teams like that to the finals almost every year. I think in 2004 he made the finals, 2005 maybe. Remember the exact year whenever he played the Pistons. That team that he was on right there has no business even being in the playoffs, let alone in the title game or in the title series. Granted, they got swept, so it kind of shows, but that just shows how good LeBron was going to be that quickly. And I just don't. It's hard for me to put into words really what watching LeBron's career turn out to what it has. How amazing it is. I can't really amazing, great, fantastic, all those words don't really describe it from my perspective. I'm not treating him like a god or anything, but truly basketball wise, there is nobody as accomplished, nobody as talented, nobody as physically gifted as LeBron James. He has the eyes and the mind of a point guard, has the body of a power forward, and can shoot I'm not going to say with the best of them, but he can hold his own shooting the ball, and his handles are great. Defense is falling off slightly, but he's old now. Over time, his defense has been fantastic in all aspects. Some people say he's just a chase down guy, trains it, blah, blah, blah. I've watched this man literally stand at the top of the key, lock up one ball handler, They pass the ball. He immediately goes from this guy that had the ball to the guy that now has the ball, makes that guy switch on to who he was just guarding, and then LeBron proceed to lock him down as well. So anybody who wants to talk about LeBron's defense, that's what I have to say. Had so much more. I did. Now it has slipped. We will. It's just I'm befuddled. No, that's a weird word, but truly at a loss for words. My mind's at a blank right now, so honestly, this is where I'm going to call this episode. Great deadline talk. I think I'm going to start trying to get more people on here because if you can't tell, just talking to myself all the time doesn't make for the greatest content. But we're always improving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So thanks for listening. Shout out to Off the Ball Network. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Brandon_Beasley. Make sure you follow the pod on Instagram at Sports Tingz Podcast. Make sure you follow the Off the Ball socials. Make sure you go to our website. We have a store now, and everything you need to know about Off the Ball Network is also on our website. Shout out to all of our sponsors once again. See you next time.